Carix.de APIs into Bubble, and this is a Carix.de site where they allow you to import all car inventory you have in an Excel sheet. I think that's what I understood what was going on with this problem. And they let you import all your inventory. Once it's imported, they give you a token and a client ID, and where you can use the API, their API, which is again, it's this is the API they have, the API.php. Now, looking at that API, it looks pretty straightforward. It's not there's nothing secure here. It's just a token, KDN, and the function, the queue you call, and there are only 5 APIs: car list, cars, and field and the field details. All being said, looks pretty straightforward. So what I did is I created a simple Bubble app called Car IX list and started to integrate it. And so let's go through this process real quick. Create an app. Once the app is created, no need for assistance. Let's go through all this setup, and then we will creating new page. So I'm looking for a group. So we're going to drop a group. Give it a name, group cars. Then add a repeater, looking for a repeater. So this is how I want to show, just for the demo purposes, is show the cars and bring all the cars from that API and show the results. So I'm registering an API, install the Bubble plugin. It's all standard Bubble connector, this API connector. Once I installed it, this is where it gets interesting. So let's go through this creation of API based on their documentation, and I'll explain where I could not figure out based on the structure of that API to bring that in the Bubble. So let's look at it. So I'm adding this M and T, the token and the KDN number. Then you have R. I think it's R is the field. So it's interesting that how this API is, that you have R, but in the square brackets you say what field it is. So R status, and then status equal to 1. So this is what interesting, because now in the Bubble, if you use the square brackets in the parameter, it's going to take it as a parameter and replace that square bracket, but API needs that square bracket. So that's one of the challenge. So that can be solved. We can trick and make the variables and parameters in such a way that it will construct this API, this whole get call with all the parameters. So you can see that car list R into bracket, the status equal to 1. So let's see how that works. So this is where you put the R, but the square brackets will get replaced. So I put R equal to square bracket status, and it needs to get replaced that R square bracket status equal to 1. So this is how we're gonna play around that. So this status, that's what I want. Okay, and so finally it worked. It returned some data. Now look at this data that when it returns, it creates a car underscore 0. So it's not a array of values. So this is where the challenge is. It's not an array of values. So they're static values. And the next few 30 seconds or a minute is just the frustration of trying to integrate that API with whatever it returns. So let's do this. Go into Rapid API, rapidapi.com, search for Carix-DE. There are two APIs, Mark and Carix. Go ahead and subscribe to Basic. Once you're subscribed, simply select Mark and click Test Endpoint. This will return 200 OK. It returns the JSON object for the entire API, Carix-DE API. Now go to the bubble and integrate it. See how we can integrate Rapid API. So find the plugin. This is our previous API connector, we can reuse it. The difference is the Rapid API is not a GET call, and it requires headers. It's not open as Carix. So here is the Mark, and you can see the code. All we need is this URL and the key, the two header keys. We're going to take the URL and a header key and configure it. Now this is your M, the KDX number that API gives you, and this is your T header, which is your token, and rest is two keys are for Rapid API. All four APIs are combined together. What I did is Rapid API, in a Rapid API, all four calls are combined together. They separate with the queue parameter. So in this example, I'm just going to only create the car list with the queue parameter. So we have QR and our val, which is our status, and the status field and the actual value. So R will be the status and our val will be 1. Let's make these public so you can change R and the R value. within bubble. So this is it. Now you called it, reinitialized it, and you have a list, car list returning in the right way, so that it can be bound to the group and repeated list. So let's see how it looks. So here is our group. Data source is API. This car list, status 1, we can just keep it that way right now, but it can be changed. So as soon as we did that, then this is your repeating group. Again, the parent car list. I guess I'm just gonna select the parent car list, and here is the collection. Instead of having car 0, car 1, car 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna get the list and change its type of content. I cannot figure out how to get the type of content on the group, but it's gonna work. So let's put image. It is returning image. Bind it to the parent cars list image. I'll have to look for that, what that is. And let's put the car's make. Let's run it and see what happens. And I think it's going to show. And here it is. We have integrated car IX with bubble. Thank you.